My name's Oliver Rees, I'm from Leeds and I'm a rapper, producer and instrumentalist, specifically guitar. I got into what I do firstly by playing instruments when I was a kid. I started playing violin when I was 4, then started playing guitar when I was 10. Started getting into hip hop probably when I was about 12 and then just started writing lyrics, started writing in my planner. I would do a little bit of production, started off in like garage band and stuff, but yeah, and then it just evolved into something I wanted to pursue as a career. Why I do what I do is because first and foremost I enjoy it, and secondly because it's the thing which I'm most skilled in. So when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in my life, obviously went through a lot of different phases of trying to do different things, but because I'd always loved music, that just ended up being the thing where I was like, well, it's either this or nothing. So as far as my background goes, I was born in Birmingham. I moved to Oklahoma in the USA when I was 2, and then came back just before I turned 8. So it was a little bit of a culture shock. Obviously, I went to school in America, went to school over here. And like I say, I had been playing violin, started playing violin while I was in America. And when I got to the UK, obviously it's quite a bit of a different situation as far as education. Obviously, you know, all my friends were in America. So by the time I heard Jimi Hendrix and my aunt gave me a CD, a Deep Purple CD, I was like, you know what? I'm not really messing with this violin stuff. Let me try and play guitar. And then that sort of sparked my like real love for music. And then, yeah, the rest is history. My goals are firstly to improve as an artist and grow my audience as an artist, put out higher quality work every time that I release and reach a wider audience. And a bit more of a long-term goal is I want to take the elements of instrumentalism and the guitar playing that I do and bring them into more of a focus in my art. And then, you know, I've noticed that a lot of kids these days, they don't want to pick up instruments. They don't think it's cool to play the guitar because the music icons of today are different. But I think there's a lot of value in instrumentalism and skilled musicianship within hip hop. So that's another one of my goals, bringing that into more of a popular way to pursue creation within hip hop. 3 words that define me are hungry, learning, and stubborn. In the next 5 years, I see myself putting out more pieces of work to a higher quality on an increasing curve, and I certainly want to collaborate with more people internationally and do more shows internationally. And also I want to start expanding my live shows and bringing in some sort of more instrumentalists and have maybe a bit of a live band setup, integrating that with a DJ and making it a little bit more of a show and dance. As far as inspiration goes, I draw inspiration from different things in my life and, you know, in my day-to-day experience. So for rapping specifically, it will usually just be something, I'll be going out about my day. I'm the type of person who has like kind of an inner monologue. So I'll often come up with things and then maybe it's drawing from pop culture or something in the news or an interaction I've had with someone in the day. And then as far as like the musicianship side of it and the beat making and stuff, it tends to be just something, it might be a little sound I've heard, it might be something I've heard like out on my travels in the city, or maybe something, a piece of music which has moved me in a certain way and I'm like, oh, let me see if I can either recreate a little bit of that or capture that feeling in a different way, and then I might try and play it on the guitar or try and make a beat, find a sample like that. My creative process varies quite a bit. A lot of the time, I'll just be writing things, as far as rapping goes, I'll just be writing things now and again. If it comes to me, I'll jot it down, even though if, you know, I wake up in the middle of the night, if there's something in my head that I feel like could be made into a track or a bar or whatever, I'll just jot it straight down. And then I'll build those things, piece them together over time, and it's like, okay, this starts to look like it's coming together to be a verse or a track. Other times it might be, like obviously I play guitar, so a lot of the times I'll be playing the guitar and I'll be trying to sort of rhythmically come up with something which goes along with what I'm playing on the guitar in my head as far as the flow goes. And then once I've sort of got a starting point with the bars, I'll just go from there. Art and music specifically definitely helps me in other areas of my life. I feel like it's basically the main thing which sort of keeps me sane. I've always found it to be therapeutic, both listening to music, creating music, and all sorts of art. So yeah, that's the main way it helps me, is that it sort of keeps me on a straight and narrow. Like sometimes I remind myself there's worse things you could be doing than, there's worse things that I could be doing in my life than trying to become a musician. And you know what I mean? I've had experiences in my past where I thought, there's no way things will improve. But then through pursuing music and pursuing my more passionate pursuits, rather than just trying to get a job or go down a line of work where it's just a money thing, yeah, it just reminds me that, there's worse things I could be doing than music. I'm certainly up for collaborating with other artists and producers. Myself and Jay Bravo have an EP ready to drop, so that'll be with you guys soon. And the first single off that, Bread, will be coming soon. Again, Bogart as well, a producer duo from Switzerland. I'm making an album with them. And the next sort of solo piece that I'm going to be dropping is going to feature some collaborations on as well. But when I'm looking for people to collaborate with, or when people ask me to collaborate, the main thing that I'm looking for is, we don't necessarily have to be on the same page creatively, but I want to see something where we can improve. It's not something which I could just do on my own. And it's like, okay, there's something which we can both offer a piece of art and elevate it, rather than just something we could have just done individually and we're just doing it for the sake of collaborating. So in the future, this year, there's 3 main projects which will be coming out, which is my next EP, Nights in Marrakesh. Then at some point over the next month or 2, you will see the EP from myself and Jay Bravo. And then the album probably in the fall, maybe September sort of time, an album with Bogart, which are, again, a producer duo from Switzerland. The reason I think people should take me serious is because I take this serious. I put my life into this. I wake up every day and I try and make music, and I try and do it to the best of my ability, and I try and improve the areas which I think I lack in, and I try and nurture the areas which I think that I'm good in. So the same way that everybody else takes their job serious, they wake up in the morning, they go to their job, etc. I take it more serious than that, and I put in more effort into this and this succeeding than anybody else I know personally who puts effort into their job. And I just believe that where my skill level is and the amount that I'm willing to try and build that and make up for my deficiencies, I think that, you'd be stupid not to take this serious. At this stage, I've given it absolutely everything I possibly could. The only thing that I want to do, as far as how could I increase my dedication to it, is stop procrastinating, because there's a lot of time that I put into it, but tidying up my time scales and my scheduling and things like that, I think I could probably increase my output pound for pound. But as far as hours that I'm putting into it and effort that I'm putting into those hours, it's as much as I could be doing, but I could probably be doing it a little bit cleaner as far as the time scales and the scheduling are concerned. So people can find me over on all the DSPs, all the streaming platforms, but on Instagram it's at Oliver Pedro Rees. On Facebook, the page is called Oliver Rees Music. On YouTube as well, you type in Oliver Rees Music, you'll find me there.